Every company on the Stride platform has its own page containing detailed analysis, financial data, Stride scores and ratings, plus other information to help investors understand exactly the kind of investment opportunity it presents. Company name, sector, ticker, exchange and currency are top left, together with founding date and company age, last filing date, link to the company website, and official corporate descriptor. Latest company news appears here on this feed. Top right, you'll see the overall Stride score and rating, market cap size, and total enterprise value. The midsection of the page is where you see the price and valuation history mapped on a graph beside key figures, performance and momentum indicators, and individual Stride scores and ratings beside other established metrics for comparison. Detailed financial information is at the bottom of the page. Use the tabs to open individual sheets, or you can open them all at once. Each line on these sheets can also be opened to reveal finer detail. Hover over or click the icons far right to see the data in each line mapped on a graph. These financials are updated each time a company files official reports, and all the sheets are searchable. For the purposes of this video, we're going to focus on the midsection of the page. Together, the charts, figures and metrics you see here show us how strong a business is, indicate margin of safety, and whether it's a good time to buy or sell shares. I'm going to give you a tour first and then explain how Stride determines when a business becomes a target and how you can see the process unfolding using these key metrics and charts. Let's start with the graph. This maps the share price and Stride valuations of this company over the past 3 years. You can change the time frame with these buttons. The blue line is the share price. Black is Stride's consider buy, green is fair value, and red is consider sell. Stride's stepped lines show you how the engine has adjusted its valuations of this business with each official financial report and compares these valuations with the share price. The figures to the right of the graph show Stride's valuations beside other standard valuations for reference. Hover above any valuation terms to see how they're calculated. The colours here indicate where these figures fall in terms of preset thresholds, with green being the most desirable, red the least, and amber being fair. The Stride engine is very strict in determining these levels, so even the best Stride targets will usually show some figures in red. The difference between the consider buy and fair value is the Stride margin of safety. The engine calculates these using the return, intrinsic value, strength, and earnings predictability scores below in what we call the rise factor. The better these scores, the more confident we are in the business and the smaller the margin of safety we're willing to accept. The higher the score, the better, and green is better than amber, while red indicates a very low score or that it's a good time to sell. The number scores dictate when the colours and ratings change. These parameters have been determined following extensive backtesting and analysis of how the best performing stocks looked when they were bought and sold at the optimum times. Beside these, you can see how the business scores according to other established value investing metrics. The Altman Z score used to predict the likelihood of bankruptcy. We use this as part of our strength indicator. This business is classed as safe on this scale. Greenblatt rank, calculated around Joel Greenblatt's magic formula, whereby he selects value stocks according to 9 criteria and then ranks them accordingly. Ranking in the top 10% is good. Petrosky F score, another 9 criteria system where companies are scored according to key points found in their financial statements. Maximum score for each point is 9. A total score of 0 to 2 is classed as weak, and 8 or 9 is strong. This business scores a fair 5. Beneish M-score. This mathematical model uses financial ratios and 8 variables to calculate whether a business has manipulated its earnings. A score of less than minus 2.22 suggests that the company is not a manipulator, while anything greater than this signals the possibility of manipulation. This score is considered medium. There will often be correlation between the Stride scores and these metrics. Here we see the green to amber ratio is similar, with a relatively low intrinsic value score, mirrored in the Petrosky F score. The business is strong with good returns and high earnings predictability, reflected in both the Altman Z score and its Greenblatt rank, and we can be pretty sure from its Beneish M score that it's telling the truth about what it earns. The dividend score is not involved in calculating whether the business is a target because, in our experience, dividend policy is not reflected in overall value. This business has just become a Stride 3D target or a definite buy opportunity. So now we're going to bring all this data together to see why. We can tell from the scores that this business is fundamentally sound. It's strong, with good returns and earnings predictability and a fair intrinsic value. It's been trading at below its considered buy price since around May 2014. At this point, it would have become a Stride 2D target. Only when the share price consistently rises towards its considered buy price for a sustained period does the engine determine it's a good time to buy, and we can see this upward momentum and how it's occurred here reflected in these figures. For in-depth details on how Stride scores and ratings are derived, please visit our website or watch the scores and ratings video.